What's up, everybody? It's a little late tonight. It's Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, we'll go with Wednesday. It's the first sunny day that we've seen close to a week. And it was beautiful today. It was like 80 degrees, no clouds in the sky. It was great. Finally got the old John Deere out. Was able to cut the lawn. I got like 2 acres, so you gotta cut the grass. I got 2 acres worth of grass anyway. It's like 6 inches tall. It was a rough day today, man. It wasn't a rough day. It was a rough night. My son had a baseball game. They won 13-3. There's 2 older boys on the team that have kind of been bullying him a little bit. My son's a very big kid, but he is very passive, maybe. Just doesn't quite understand, I think. And I had to address 2 parents tonight. It wasn't fun. I was very upset, and well, I wasn't upset, but I was pissed. Very tight-lipped, to say the least. No curse words. I am, however, smoking out of my Gildall pipe tonight. Haunted Bookshop. Earlier, I was smoking out of the Weber with some Crooner. I think the more I smoke Crooner, the more I like it. I still don't really get the deer tongue too much. To my understanding, they kind of dumbed it down a little bit with the deer tongue. Took a little bit of that out of there to kind of lighten that flavor. I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. I just know that the more I smoke Crooner, the more I like Crooner. And then obviously Haunted Bookshop, I think anybody that likes a burley blend is going to like Haunted Bookshop. And actually something that I noticed, and it's with all tobaccos actually. As you're smoking it, you puffing a little bit, you just, kind of bring it down. All tobaccos kind of give this like toasted scent. It's not the smoke that comes up. It's just like a toasted scent. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's incredibly enjoyable. Like I actually notice it a lot with the Peterson's deluxe navy rolls. Like when I smoke that, usually it's like in the morning or during the day or something. That does it quite a bit. Haunted Bookshop actually does it too, quite a bit. And like I said, all tobaccos actually do it, but even aromatics actually. So I don't truly know what it is. Again, it's not smoke. I'm not like smelling the smoke. It's just this toasted scent. It's just it's pleasing, to say the least. When I got home, again, just not in a good mood, just because of what happened at the baseball game. I guess my day kind of changed. My evening kind of changed. I should have done an unboxing, but I didn't. I'll just show you the back side of the box, just because I don't want to flash his name and address, across the interwebs. But I received my package from Paladin Piper for second place in the Codger Challenge. And I will say it brought a smile to my face. So, Pat, thank you, because On a day like today, I should have never had an ending to my day the way I did, but I did. Um, and getting this package today actually brought the rest of my night back in focus, and again, brought a smile to my face. So thank you. Um, Definitely wasn't expecting this, to be honest with you. I was thinking, maybe like a little bit of tobacco that he made, Mrs. Palatine Pleasure or something like that, or whatever it was actually called, just his tobacco that he smoked, just to give that a try or something. But um, to my surprise, that's not what it was. Um, I will, however, say that's friggin' awesome. This is literally going to get framed and stuck right up on the wall, right there behind me. Yeah, I like that. It's nice to know that not everything has to be so serious. And again, this was a very enjoyable thing for me. I had a lot of fun doing this Codger challenge. And even now that it's over, receiving that was, yeah, thanks, man, to say the least. But that wasn't it. Obviously, that wasn't it. He didn't just stick that in a box and mail it out to me. But again, so being surprised, the first thing that I did open was this. And it was, wrapped properly, obviously, and in two pieces. I opened up the stem first, which ultimately made me realize what was in here. I don't know like what the brand of it is or anything. I can't really read it, but the lighting out here is terrible and whatnot. But it's kind of like a little mini Dublin. This is great, dude. I guess like officially I'm a codger because it's got some little imperfections in it, but it's got some awesome bird's eye. I mean, you're not gonna be able to really see it too well. Maybe you can. It's got some really nice, just bird's eye in it. And you can see like little imperfections. That's a perfect codger pipe. That's like one of those things that you just clench all day long. Every time you reach for, half and half, or what's the other one that I just got? Oh, Velvet. I got Velvet. I bought a pouch of Velvet, and I got one of those big tins of half and half. Again, just to sport that codger, I guess. But the other pipe, again, something to make me officially an actual codger, is this is a Medico. I don't know how to actually say it, but it's a Medico pipe. I think that this is considered an apple, or maybe a brandy. Probably a brandy, actually. I don't know how well it's actually going to show up because of my stupid head in the picture, but could be an apple, could be a brandy. Nice bend to it. It's got some real nice, like, I don't know, metal work you want to call it in there. But I mean, this thing is smooth as glass. Yeah, it's official, man. I'm a codger. I think I'm only going to smoke half and half out of this one, and I'm only going to smoke Velvet out of this one. So I don't even know where I'm going with all this, man, other than just a thank you to Paladin Piper. I truly had a blast. Just to give you a 411, I am going to send a package out to you as well. You made the mistake. I got your Addy on the box, so look out for a package. It'll probably go out tomorrow because I got the day off, so I'll probably just head down to the post office or UPS and send a little package out to you just as a thank you for everything. I actually called my father-in-law tonight for advice. Hold on. Just on how to correctly advise my son. Um, I do think I'm a good father. I'd be an idiot if I didn't think that, but I don't always have the answers to everything. I grew up, I'll say rough. Um, had a lot of fights. I mean, like a lot of fights. And I did box for a few years. I boxed for almost 6 years in Jersey City under a boxer named Arturo Gotti, who's now deceased. But he had a gym in Jersey City. This thing went out again. I'm talking too much. But anyhow, you know, my mentality is there's one way to deal with a bully. And that was initially kind of how I advised my son. Keep in mind now, my son is 7. He's in 2nd grade. And he's a very large boy. Like, I'm 5'10", 210 pounds. This kid stands up to the base of my neck, and he's 105 pounds. He's 7 years old. Like, this is a large boy. But he doesn't know his size. He'll tell you that he's a big boy, but he has no idea what he's actually saying. He doesn't realize. Like, if you ever watched that hockey movie that had Russell Crowe in it, I don't know what it was called. Like, they were like the Alaska guys that played the Rangers, the New York Rangers. There was a big guy in there named Tree, and they were trying to get him to understand that he was the big guy so that he can go knock these other guys down. You know, and they had him yelling like, "I'm the big guy, I'm the big guy." And I almost feel like I want to do something like that to get my son to realize that he is the big guy. Not because I want him to like fight these kids or anything like that, but just to not allow anybody to pick on him. I literally watched this happen from center field, and by the time I got to the dugout, one of the kids had actually banged his head off the inside of the dugout, which is made out of concrete. And I mean, the kid was crying. I mean, he was not happy. But to say the least, you know, I've taught my son a little bit of boxing. You know, how to hit a liver. I don't know if you've ever had a liver punch, but it will put you down. It'll put you down and make you hate life, and your body experiences all kinds of pain that you never want to happen a second time. And he's got a good punch, but I don't want to teach him that. I don't want him to think that it's okay to just hit another kid. But at the same time, you know, somebody bullying you, 2 kids especially bullying you who are both older. And the weird thing about it is the one kid, my son is twice this kid's size. And I'm like, I don't understand like how that happens, but at the same time, like, he's such a good kid, he's a good boy. He's not violent at all. He's not aggressive at all. Like, he's just, I mean, he still gets a kick out of the helicopters that fall off of the trees, you know, and he's like out in the field, like throwing the helicopters while the game is going on. Like, he's just a goof. But obviously, you know, Papa Bear is not going to allow his son to be bullied. And you know, I know the coach, and he definitely addressed it. And he addressed it with the other coaches as well, because there's literally 5 coaches there, and you know, no one noticed anything happening. And the one boy that was teasing my son, bullying my son, his father's one of the coaches. And again, I had conversations with the parents, you know, that coach and stuff, and made it very clear that this will not happen any further. And the extent of my aggravation as to what was allowed to go on so far, because this is probably like the 3rd or 4th game and or practice that this has been happening. it just stressed me out, to say the least. It stressed my wife out, which in turn stresses me out. Um, and I mean, I can handle that stress. I don't mind that. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But as a 7-year-old boy, yeah, I got to come to his rescue at that point. And I did. I mean, I was definitely there for him. I got there, like I said, from center field, but um, I was more frustrated, I think, with the coaches that were there that did nothing. Like, literally, there's 5 coaches standing right there at the dugout. Not one person noticed this. And I watched the whole thing happen for 3 or 4 minutes out in center field. Like, I'm 160 yards or 160 feet away. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm watching this, how are 5 adults not hearing this or seeing this, or nobody looked at the dugout even once? And anyway, again, I said I don't know where I'm going with this. I still don't know where I'm going with this. I think I'm just kind of ranting. I called my father-in-law just to ask for advice, and maybe that's kind of where I'm going with this. What kind of advice would you give your son? And I mean, honestly, like, I don't want to hear, like, well, you know, I don't want to hear the goody two-shoes stuff. Like, unless that's legitimately what you would say. What kind of advice would you give your son if he was in this situation? If you watched this kid get bullied? It wasn't cool, man. I really, I didn't react badly or anything like that. Like, you know, it was just, it's the first thing in a while that really aggravated me. I don't get aggravated. This brought the Jersey City right out of me. Ironically, I didn't curse though, but this brought the Jersey City right out of me. Like, I was in my head, like, I'm going to beat this father's ass. Like, I'm just going to wait down by his truck and I'm going to pummel his ass, which obviously I can't do. Like, that's, you know, yeah, no, it's not something that I can do. I would not have a job any further, beyond the criminal aspect of it. Well, the criminal aspect of it I would not have a job. But I guess this is like the first thing. By the way, I don't believe that I've ever said this. My son is adopted. We adopted my son in 2019. He was born in 2017. My sister-in-law fostered him literally from the NICS unit. His mother was an addict. He was immediately fostered. Once he detoxed, he was immediately fostered by my sister-in-law. And then he came to live with us. He was just about 1.5 years, just because we had to get a foster license. That took a year. It was interstate, so it was from another state. Obviously, the 2 states need to collaborate, and that's a bunch of red tape. And when they tell you it's all for the kids, it's BS. It's all about money. But ultimately, the adoption was finalized in October of 19, and he came to live with us in February of 19. Otherwise, he lived with my sister-in-law that entire time. We're literally the only family he's ever known, which is good. But I am very protective over my son, very protective, especially since he's such a good boy. I mean, this kid's got a heart of gold. I mean, an absolute heart of gold. Loves dogs, puppies. My neighbors, they're basically like family. They have a 2-year-old. He calls him his cousin. And I mean, he's just like a big brother to him. Like, he's very protective over him just because the baby is so small. And he's just a good kid. There's nothing I can really say. I mean, there's a lot I could say, but just to put it very bluntly, All right, stupid joke. I couldn't have handpicked a better kid. Okay. Um, yeah, but Papa Bear definitely came out because I was not happy about this scenario. Thankfully, um, I'm friends with the coach, and he was kind of on top of it. Like, he was going into the dugout just as I had gotten there. But prior to that, he was coaching a game. I mean, there was a game going on, so he was coaching the game, but the other 4 coaches were literally just mulling around, and it was just a bad situation. Not horrible. I mean, nobody got hurt, nobody, died, or anything, no one got arrested or anything stupid, but, just a situation where you kind of feel almost helpless, because as an adult, I'm not addressing an 8-year-old child. I'm just not. But I will address your father. And I did. And I think, without trying to sound like a tough guy, because that is not where I'm trying to go with this in any fashion. To be honest with you, I'm trying to teach my son the exact opposite of that. But it was very obvious that I was upset. Like I said, I mean, I was very tight-lipped. And I know the coach was addressing the other coaches after the game, because I had spoken to him. And he had the whole team running sprints after the game because of everything that went on in there. My son decided to let his frustrations out with another boy who is one of his friends, and he punched him in the nose. And I checked him for that, and I made him also apologize to the boy twice, as well as apologize to his mother, who didn't even know what happened, but I had him apologize to her as well. And obviously we talked, because he needs to understand that you don't put your hands on your friends ever. There's nothing that you do, and if you're frustrated, you come and see me. We'll go hit the heavy bag. I got one hanging up in the garage, so we'll go beat the snot out of a heavy bag. That's how you get your frustrations out. But again, what kind of advice would you give your son? I did tell him, if somebody puts their hands on him, I will defend him in school, at practice, in the street. I don't care where it is. I will defend him 100% if he defends himself and if he fights back. Don't ever start the fight, but make damn sure you finish that fight. And if somebody bounces your head off a concrete wall, you pummel that little bastard into the ground. That's how it goes. Enough of that, because you know what? It ruined my night. But Pat, big thank you. And no kidding, this, that's all I'm going to say, man. This is going up on the wall. Oh, by the way, I bought a 4-wheeler. I had a 4-wheeler. I bought another 4-wheeler. I traded my 4-wheeler in. I had a Yamaha Kodiak 450. It's like a little 4-wheel drive thing. I traded that in, and I bought a brand new Suzuki King Quad 750. This thing is a beast. 4-wheel drive, it's a 750 dual overhead cam. It's a monster. This thing does wheelies like you just hit the gas in the backyard, and that front end is standing straight up in the air. And we'll do video on that too, but I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go light this thing. And as always, protect your Second Amendment. Protect all of your amendments, but be a part of your Second Amendment if you can.